Welcome to the Reconnection Club podcast, the show that helps parents heal troubled relationships with their adult sons and daughters. I'm your host, psychotherapist Tina Gilbertson. Each week, I'll offer you compassion, clarity, and personal development tips designed to help you reconnect, not only with your child, but with yourself. Now let's get started. There are two ways to handle birthdays during an estrangement from your adult child. The first is to do absolutely nothing, no contact. The second is to dial down the level of what you usually offer. Let's look at when each of these might be appropriate. And later I'll talk about the special situation where your child is celebrating a big milestone birthday, like 30. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, let me address a common concern. You're worried that your child will feel abandoned by you if you don't acknowledge his birthday. To this, I say that a person who distances himself from family knows that he can't expect to have it both ways. If he's not participating or engaging in a relationship with you, he should lose some of the benefits of having you close. A person can't step away from what's not working in a relationship without also leaving behind the good stuff, too. So when your child reduced or severed your connection, he willingly gave up everything that connection entails, including mutual celebrations of his special days, like his birthday. It's not up to you to protect your child from his decision to cut you off. If he regrets that on his birthday, it will be a learning experience for him, and you don't want to take that away from him. So regardless of whether you feel guilty or uncomfortable about doing less than you'd like to for your child's birthday, realize that it's your child's decision, not yours, and just try to tolerate those feelings. Now let's talk about whether to stay no contact or just dial it back. Ideally, when your child requested no contact, you acknowledged that request with a brief apology and a pledge not to contact her, even on special days. It's important when you acknowledge a no contact request to say something like, "It will be very hard for me not to reach out to you on your birthday and holidays, but I will respect your request and not do that. Instead, I'll be thinking of you with love on those days and not send anything." If you told your child that you wouldn't contact her, then it's very important to do what you said you were going to do, and that is not contact her, even on her birthday. Remember, estrangement doesn't respect special days. It doesn't take timeouts. If you haven't contacted your child at all since receiving his request for reduced contact, it's usually not necessary to break that silence on his birthday. Again, it's okay to let your child experience his birthday without hearing from you. This is what he signed up for when he asked for no contact. He can decide whether he likes not hearing from you on special days, but only if he actually experiences what that's like. If he doesn't like not hearing from you, then he knows where to find you, and you'll be waiting for him if he reaches out to you on his birthday. What if you never received a clear request for no contact? First, make sure you're certain there was no request. If an adult child says something like, "I need some space right now, I'll contact you when I'm ready," that's a no contact request. But if you truly didn't get that message and your child is just kind of ambivalent, maybe she's here today, gone tomorrow, and back and forth in your life like that, then the dial it down method may be a good one to follow. It's clear that your relationship is in a phase right now where things are, to say the least, a little strained. It's funny, it's not that funny, but strained and estranged, they're so close in the way they sound, and they're so related as well. So if your relationship is strained, your normal birthday greetings are not going to fit in this situation. You'll want to dial them down to reflect the dialed down nature of the relationship at the moment. But what does it look like to dial down your regular birthday greetings? First of all, if you have never acknowledged birthdays in your family, then now is not the time to start. But if you normally send a gift and a card, then just send a card. No gift this time. If you normally send a pile of multiple gifts, decrease the size of the pile or send just one. If you normally send a card in the mail, skip the post office and send an email message instead. If you usually enclose money inside a card, send an electronic greeting card instead with no money. Don't just send a card in the mail with no money in it, because that can be seen as spiteful. They open the card expecting the money that they've always gotten on their birthday, and then they're surprised and disappointed when it's not there. That won't help your relationship. So send an e-card instead, and that way there's no question of whether there's money inside. If you normally send an email, maybe send a text, or vice versa. Whatever you send, keep the message short, simple, and focused on your child. Hope you have a very happy birthday and a great year. The end. So dialing it down means scaling back on what you normally do by degrees. And each time the birthday comes around without your card or email or whatever being acknowledged, dial it down again the following year. Of course, we hope that you won't be estranged through multiple birthdays, but for many parents, this does happen. So it's good to have some sort of plan. The first year, they may send a gift and a card instead of 5 gifts and a card. The second year, they may just send a card. The third year, they send an email. The fourth year, a text. And if, heaven forbid, the fifth year comes around, well, if none of those birthday greetings has ever been acknowledged, then it will be time to stop acknowledging the birthday with any greetings whatsoever. That doesn't mean you can't reach out on a different day of the year. Birthdays are not the time anyway to address your child's reasons for the estrangement, but you do need to address those at the right time, and you can do it when it's not their birthday. In addition to the dial it down method, let me share with you another tip. Make the decision about your child's next birthday now. Decide what you're going to do the next time the birthday comes around, and unless the relationship gets better in the meantime, stick to your decision. Don't wait till the week before and start wringing your hands wondering what to do. You don't deserve to suffer like that. Prepare now for what's coming. This is how you take control of the situation. You can't control your child's behavior, but you can control how you respond to it and how you prepare for events that might be difficult for you. So take some time right now to answer this question. For your estranged child's next birthday, if nothing has changed in the meantime, will you stay no contact, or will you dial down your birthday greeting? If you're dialing it down, what will that look like? You might even want to write out your birthday greeting way ahead of time so that it's written at a time when you're feeling calm and solid and centered in yourself rather than hurt, anxious, depressed, or desperate for contact. Your feelings will be evident in whatever you write, so choose the right time to compose that message. Now, I promised at the top of the show that I'd address the issue of big birthdays. Let's say that your child is turning 30, and you can't imagine not acknowledging that, no matter what. I was just recently working with a client who was in this position, and what we came up with is this. She decided to send her child a note well ahead of time, saying something like, "I'm sorry to violate your request for no contact, but you've got a really big birthday coming up next month, and I'd like to send you a card and a gift to commemorate it. I do want to respect your wishes, so please let me know if you would rather not receive anything from me next month. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and send something." This kind of message accomplishes 3 important tasks. 1, It demonstrates respect for the no contact request. 2, it puts power appropriately in the hands of the child, who should get to decide about her own birthday experience. And 3, it lets the child know exactly what to expect from the parent on her birthday, in this case, a gift and a card. If you skip this step of asking permission, you miss the opportunity to do those 3 important things. And actually, if there's time before your child's next birthday, even if it isn't a milestone birthday, you could use this technique of sending a note ahead of time to help you determine the best course of action if you really aren't sure what to do. For many estranged adult children, the best gift a parent can offer is respect for the no contact request. So try not to feel too sorry for your child if she doesn't hear from you on her birthday. Many estranged adult children would frankly rather not hear from their parents on their birthdays. But if your child is not one of those people, it's okay to let her find that out the hard way. If she turns around and knocks on your door, you can be waiting for her there with open arms and an open heart. Until next time, remember that you are a loving, lovable, and still growing human being. So please take good care of yourself. Bye for now. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Reconnection Club podcast, I invite you to check out reconnectionclub.com. The Reconnection Club is for parents at any stage of estrangement from their adult, child, or children. So whether you've just realized there's trouble between you, you've been living with estrangement for years, or you're newly reconciled but still walking on eggshells, the Reconnection Club is your essential resource for information, support, and continued personal growth. With our courses and workshops, expert interviews, monthly Q&A calls, and a friendly, active community, the Reconnection Club is a wonderful place to be for anyone suffering the pain of estrangement from an adult, child, or children. So check it out at reconnectionclub.com.